Hey Zachary. Nice experimentation with trying to get the backgrounds to allow the caricature to stand out. If you could find some Legos that were smaller like this, I think it would also work out a little bit better. Since this background images are so big and strong, it's really taking away from the caricature. So I would continue to keep working on it. I'm going to turn this Toyland off for now. Feel free to use it and save a copy of this. Use Save As, but it's not part of what the client wanted, so I'm just going to turn it off. I would suggest putting this someplace else. So I would, I think I already mentioned this last week. I sound like a broken record probably. I'm going to put all these in a folder so I can move them. I would still really suggest that in terms of the size and the picture plane, that you make the caricature bigger, because it's really the main event here. So I would probably make it even like this big. Let's see here. I would also, you might want to look for another background, just because it's just really hard to fit this into, a background that's so complicated. Another thing you could do is you could, I'm going to put this here. You could kind of draw in kind of like a corner of a room, so to speak. So you could do something like, get kind of a lightish color. I don't know what color, but we'll just use something kind of light. I don't know. And then you can kind of just draw a background in, sort of like, you can use this polygonal tool, and you could kind of do something like this. I'm just going to select this whole lower part here and just fill it with that green color. It might be a lot, and then you could put the where's that shadow? Then you could also add some shading on this, like a gradient, and you could do stuff to make it look like it's a corner of a room. You could also then put a line up here, and then kind of change some of the perspective of this if you wanted to. So let's see where that background is. I'm going to copy it. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with this background, but it might overall just be easier to do something, just something easier, like get another background. So I'm just going to take this part. And then I'm going to do a perspective transformation, because then you can maybe make it look like it's, I'm going to do edit, transform, perspective, and I'm going to make this look like it's bigger in this side. So you can see kind of what it's doing. It's starting to look more like it's a space. And again, it has to be made bigger probably. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. Yeah, unfortunately, it would need to really be moved to fit in better. I don't like that, but you kind of get the idea of what I'm saying. So I'm going to go back and undo that perspective thing. So yeah, I would just, this is, with this bright green thing though down here, it just doesn't have much unity. So I would probably just really look for, even a background that looks like this more. Even something that was simpler, that still had Legos in it, would be, something that had finer divisions, would be allow it to stand out a little bit more, or something that's kind of more monochromatic. Let me see if there's anything in here. Well, that's pretty strong too. The idea is you want to get something that's not that strong. You want to get something that's let me see, you know, something that's just pretty pretty simple and would really allow the caricature to stand out a little bit more. So let's see, I know I saw something, you know, even something that's just smaller like this, even though this is the wrong perspective because you need more from a side view. That's still strong, but it's a little bit less strong than what you have now. Something just, I mean, if you have Legos, you could just totally take the picture yourself too. You know, something like this is less strong. Even this one's probably really a good one because it's a light color. You know, something like this that's, you know, something like this that's just kind of a neutral color, because then you can, you know, it just really allows the caricature to stand out other than having it so bright and such big, you know, such big circular pieces that are really taken away from the caricature. Another thing is just be sure to get, I'm going to turn this thing off, just be sure to get this text. I would put the text on different layers and put it into the background someplace. You don't want to just put it here because, again, you can't really see it. I would separate each word on a different layer, and then you can really add it, you know, to the wherever you want. And you could, you know, and if you've got dark background, you know, you just make it light. So see, it's not gonna let me do this too much, but it's gonna make it larger. I could go to 150. And again, I lost the font because I don't have it on my computer. You know, but even just some light color is going to stand out a lot more than a dark color. And again, I would just stylize it more. Okay, so anyway, you know, you can also add glows if you want some of these pieces to stand out more. Like, where's this arm? That one looks great. But even like this one, you know, you could go into the layer styles, add an outer glow to it, and then it's, you know, just make sure that it's, this is white, which is fine. But again, then it's going to stand out. I would lower the opacity on this. I'd probably make it normal too. I would lower the opacity because you don't want it to stand out so much. You know, something like that could even work to make it stand out from the background a little bit. So anyway, just some tools, and this is layer styles, as you know already. Okay, so yeah, so caricature looks great, just needs some work on the background and the text, and you know, you're getting pretty close. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'm on Hangouts a lot, so you can always send me a draft, or if you want feedback before you post the final. Okay.